Well, all right!
Hey, welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Berlino here in the world famous As It Should Be Studios. Crystal Durant in the world famous As It Should Be Studios. Tell me one, boy.
In the world famous As It Should Be Studios.
And I have some shit in my eye and I'm blinking. Okay, here we go. All right. But hey, you know what? That's all great and fine and dandy and everything. But see, we're going to be talking about our favorite albums of 1978.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
A very special year.
Shall we do this?
It is. That was my special year when we did singles.
That's right.
Yeah. It's very special.
Yep. Special.
And, I start this one. I start this one.
All right.
It's special. All right.
Special.
So I have my honorable mentions. Here they are before me. And they include Carole King, Welcome Home. Alice Cooper, From the Inside. Wings, London Town. NRBQ at Yankee Stadium.
Ooh.
Yeah. Billy Joel, 52nd Street. Jerry Rafferty, City to City. The Grease soundtrack. Where's that? Yeah, it's back there. Kate Bush with The Kick Inside and Lionheart. The Peter Criss solo album. I like the Peter Criss solo album.
You do.
People hate that fucking record, and I understand why. And I think a lot of people hate it just because it doesn't sound like Kiss.
That's why.
But it's not a bad record.
Yeah, they hate it because it's not what they want it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not a bad record. It's not badly executed. It's not badly produced. Some of the songs are a little hokey.
Well, but I mean, he was a little older than the rest of those guys and came from like that 60s kind of approach. So it makes sense that his record would be different.
Well, he wanted a little bit more of an R&B vibe, and he, let's face it, he doesn't quite have that in him. He just wanted to do it.
Yeah.
But I will point out about this record before I move on that "You Matter to Me," which is the second song on that album and was a single, was first done by Joey Travolta on his 1978 Casablanca album.
What?
Oh.
Yeah. Joey Travolta, brother of John, had a 78 Casablanca album that came out just before the solo albums, and he did that song.
Interesting.
Joey Travolta?
Yeah. But anyway, on with my honorable mentions. The Moody Blues Octave. The Doobie Brothers with Minute by Minute. The Cars' first album, which, talk about an album that should not be on the honorable mentions list, but it is. David Johansen's first solo album. A really fucking good record. Bruce Springsteen, Darkness on the Edge of Town. More city pop with Taiko Onuki's Mignon album and Tatsuro Yamashita, Go Ahead. The Who Are You? The Rolling Stones, Some Girls. Johnny Thunders, So Alone. Scorpions, Taken by Force, and Queen Jazz.
No more.
Okay, so now on to my top 10 list. Queen Jazz was originally my number 10, but I had a heart-to-heart with myself, and I decided that instead...
Yes.
Laura Nyro with Nested. The Nested album. Yeah. I have a tendency to kind of not immediately go, oh yeah, those later 70s Laura Nyro albums. In my head, I kind of want to brush them aside. And then when I go back and listen to them, it's like, oh no, this is a really fucking good record. I actually find it more consistent than the Queen album. You know, I love Queen Jazz, but it's a little...
spotty, up and down.
Yeah, you know, like I hate Bicycle Race.
Oh,
I love that
that's
song.
one of the high
Psycho
points on the
Bicycle
album for me.
I love it.
I can't stand that fucking song. I like Fat Bottom Girls. I really like Mustafa. I fucking love Mustafa.
I do not like that one. Shit like that one. That doesn't have also has got Dragon Attack on it.
No, that's on the game.
That's on the game. Oh, okay.
But I really love Mustafa. Now I talked about with the Funkadelic album, Maggot Brain. You know, the iron balls it takes to open an album with that guitar solo. The iron balls that it takes to open an album with Mustafa.
Yeah, that's big time.
That's like talk about we can do whatever the fuck we want at this point.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I put that record on and listened to that, I was like, what the fuck? Did I put the wrong album on?
Yeah.
What
the hell is he singing about? Mustafa? Who is this?
Mustafa.
Hey, Mustafa Ibrahim. Mustafa.
But you know what? I quickly got I like that song now.
I love it.
So dumb.
It's so weird, but
yeah, it works.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was my number 10, Laura Nyro. And number 9, Judas Priest and it's a tie.
Oh!
Yeah, Held Up for Leather and Stained Class.
Oh.
Yeah, now, come on. I mean, anybody who knows those Priest albums knows why I couldn't choose between those. I mean, those are two of the best Priest albums. in my opinion. Number 8, Cheap Trick. Heaven Tonight. Yeah. Now, for me, Cheap Trick is all about those first 3 albums. It's all about those. I don't even think Dream Police is that good.
The first 2 songs on Dream Police are incredible. The rest of the album falls apart for me.
The title track from Dream Police is one of the best Cheap Trick songs, period.
Ever.
But the second song is Way of the World, and that's a fantastic song.
Yeah, it's a
too.
good song. I like Voices a lot.
Okay.
I like Voices a lot, but after, I'm Gonna Raise Hell, and I don't know, it's just not that good.
There's a thing with Cheap Trick where a lot of their filler songs are just so bland to me, and
It's
so
just
faceless.
it's kind of bland. It's not bad.
They just all blend into each other. So many of them do.
I just feel like a lot of the songs on that don't have that special sauce that the ones in the first 3 albums have.
Yep.
Agreed.
Yeah, and some of those songs are old songs that they brought from the club days,
Yeah, they had a bunch of them.
Yeah. But anyway, this is going to be an edit.
That is nice and even.
All right, change of atmosphere, change of look.
Ring.
It's a whole new
Changes in attitudes, changes in latitudes.
Yeah, Here we are, wasted
says
away
it
in
like a
Margaritaville
zombie,
in the World Famous Massachusetts Studios. But but anyway, I spent that whole time complaining about Dream Police rather than talking about the virtues of Heaven Tonight. But
you know
about it.
You know.
I mean, come on, that album opens with Surrender. Case closed. Anyway, number 7. Oh, don't have it back there. Ramones, Road to Ruin. Oh man, that might be my favorite Ramones album. I know that that's not a popular opinion, but I just have this thing about that record. I don't know.
I understand the whole concept of having a thing about it, especially when it comes to Ramones records.
Yeah.
For me, it's End of the Century. That's the one I have a thing about.
Oh, yeah, no, that's definitely not my favorite. Although, oh boy, is it better than Pleasant Dreams. Woo-hoo-hoo.
Actually, I kind of dig some of Pleasant Dreams.
Oof.
Anyway.
Pleasant Dreams.
0 stars.
Pleasant Dreams. Presence, Black and Blue. You get the
All the
picture.
same.
Chinatown, Thin Lizzy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's that little box that those all fit in. Okay, all right. So where am I? Number 6. Infinity by Journey.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh,
ding,
man.
ding.
What a fucking record that is.
What the fuck?
Oh, man.
Ooh.
I remember when this record came out, and I had never heard of Journey before. They'd been around. They were a Bay Area band. They had 3 albums out already. I'd never even heard the name. Like, when that came out, I'm 8 years old when this record comes out. So I just thought it was a new band with a debut album. And Lights and Wheel in the Sky. And I absolutely loved this album, and I love it more than I ever did now. Like it gets better over time.
Dude, from start to finish.
So
that
good.
is just incredible. Even the whole side B, it just draws you in and
Yeah.
it won't let go.
And Journey has a lot of great albums, but this is
Killer.
easily my favorite Journey album.
Killer.
Easily.
It's incredible
Like, no
album.
contest.
Incredible
And they
album.
have some great fucking albums, but
Yeah.
man, this one?
That one, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, number 5 is a tie.
It's a tie, yeah.
Yeah, I have 2 ties for this, so that's it. I have my 2 ties for this year. And well, this one, Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons.
So
Yeah, the 2 Kiss solo albums, Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons coming in as a tie. Now, I'm going to say Paul Stanley's album is better. Way better. But they kind of both sit like this in my heart. You know what I mean? The first solo album I got was Gene's. Because, I got him one at a time.
guilty as charged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the first one I got too, because it was Gene with the blood and everything. I was a little kid, I was 8 years old, and I kind of went by visuals more than anything when I chose which one to get next. And because I didn't really have I like this member more, or he's going to have the better songs. It was like, oh, the cover with the blood, I'll get that one. And I really liked the album, and Paul Stanley's was the last one I bought. Or God, I didn't buy it. I was 8. I didn't buy it. I wasn't mowing lawns for records quite yet when I was 8, but yeah. But Paul Stanley's album basically wipes the floor with the Gene album in quality, but I kind of love the Gene album just as much, so I couldn't really
I dig it.
Yeah.
I mean, Paul's has "Wouldn't You Like to Know Me," and that song of the
Tonight You
four.
Belong to Me.
No, wouldn't you like to know me?
Oh, Wouldn't Like to Know Me.
That one, "Wouldn't You Like to Know Me," of the 4 Kiss solo albums, for me, that song
That's the best
far
song.
and away is the best song of all 4 of them. Even better than "Rip It Out."
Even better, yeah, which is saying something, because, man, I would have to say, now that you mention it, I think "Rip It Out" is the best song of the entire out of all.
"Rip
4
It
albums.
Out" absolutely fucking stomps, but "Wouldn't You Like to Know Me?" But anyway.
And I would love to be a fly on the wall in the room the first time Paul and Gene are going, oh, well, let's play the Ace album, let's see what Ace did, and they fucking hear that track. I want to watch those jaws drop to the fucking ground. Oh shit, what did Ace do? Oh, let's hear this folly.
Drunk.
Oh, sorry, Paul and Gene.
I'm willing to bet they turned it off halfway through the track and left the room.
man.
Halfway. Probably made it
man.
through like 8
The rest of the
measures.
record could have been blank. It still would have pissed them off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my number 4 is a record that you would see it coming, but you probably didn't think of it. And to be honest, to be really honest, the Ruddles.
Oh, the
Ruddles soundtrack, yeah. Oh, yes, I have it at number 4. The Ruddles album is fucking so great. It is so fucking good. The Ruddles are the only band in history who are better than the Beatles, and as far as I'm concerned. And
You know, I still have not seen this movie.
you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen
Oh,
this movie.
you gotta
It's
see
not
it.
easily available.
You have to see it.
I
Do you
want-
like, okay, do you like Monty Python?
Oh, yeah. I've been
Okay,
trying to see
Monty
this.
Python doing a spoof documentary on the Beatles. It's fucking.
Oh yeah, no, I mean I know what it is. I know about how who made it and everything, and who guest stars in it. I've been trying to watch it for like a year now, and it's not readily available on streaming
man.
services.
Okay, well I'm gonna ask you. I know you hate this, but I'm gonna ask you. Have you listened to the record?
No.
Oh man, it is so fucking good. It is so cleverly done. It's original songs written by Neil Innes, where every song is kind of that Beatles song, kind of that one, kind of that one, but it's so fucking cleverly done that there's nothing that they can sue him for. It's really fucking great.
Well,
really great.
should I wait until I've seen the movie before I listen to the album?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I kind of suspected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
but really, it is a fucking phenomenal record.
Okay.
But anyway, I remember seeing it as a kid and being like, "What the fuck is this? What is this?" And like people would like Kenny and people around his age would tell me, "Oh no, you got to hear this album." It took me a while before I finally heard it, but yeah.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it,
No.
dude? The Ruddles?
No. Oh. I can't. No.
Oh man.
And I saw the movie and everything. I don't know what I was expecting. I mean, it was completely Python, it was Python. But I don't know, there was just something not right. It just didn't sit right.
Huh.
For me. I don't know.
Who knows? Well, she's wrong. Anyway, all right, so my number 3, AC/DC. Powerage. Oh, man. This might be my favorite AC/DC album. Possibly. I mean, Powerage is such a good one. I mean, it's tough to choose that one over Highway to Hell, but maybe. Yeah. I'm detecting hesitation. Like, do you not like that one that much, or?
I mean, I don't want to keep shitting all over the stuff that you mentioned, but no, I don't actually like Powerage.
You don't like Powerage?
No.
I mean, okay, all right.
See, okay, so AC/DC, there's like waves of AC/DC for me. Like their very early work, they were still trying to find their way. Like if you listen to the actual first,
The real high voltage, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of actually a weird record.
It's not that good of a
Yeah,
record.
it's interesting, and it definitely is worth mentioning in honorable mentions because it's like a piece of history for AC/DC. But they really were kind of all over the place as far as their sound goes, and then they kind of start hitting fucking gold, and they start putting out shit like fucking Long Way to the Top, and all those great classic Bond era tracks. And then for me, they dip down again, starting with the Let There Be Rock record, and Powerage for me is just bland. It's like just by the numbers fucking. It's like they figured out their formula and now they're completely uninspired. And then they right back up for the writing on Highway to Hell, and they maintain that quality for Back in Black. And then they're
Somewhat
then
for those Back to Rock.
for a little bit, and then they
Yeah.
Then they're treading water a little bit. Now there's a brief spike for me for the Fly on the Wall record, and I know I'm completely alone, but I feel like they got like a jolt of inspiration that apparently no one else likes the inspiration they got, but I like it. And then they dip down again for Blow Up Your Video. It's completely uninspired, and then there's some moments of brilliance on Razor's Edge, and then poof, and they flatline clear onto the end. So I'm like, for me, AC/DC is like this, and unfortunately Power Age is in a dip where I feel like they were just out of ideas.
Wow. I think Power Age is so good, and I could almost kind of understand Power Age, but Let There Be Rock.
Let There Be Rock is like kind of okay.
I have no dogs in this race.
Okay, well.
Like, I'm kind of over Whole Lotta Rosie, and I have been for a while.
Oh man, Whole Lotta Rosie is one of the best AC/DC songs, period, in my opinion. Anyway, well, AC/DC, Power Age, not Power Age.
It's Power
people,
Age.
Power Age. You know,
right.
dude, like doobage, like that. Okay, all right.
Doobage.
So number 2. Now, don't look.
Not looking.
Don't look.
Not
Because
looking.
my number
Looking.
2.
Meow.
Okay, I got to set this up here. My number 2 should damn well be my number 1.
Oh.
And I'm going to tell you right now, my number 2 is way better than my number 1. But my number 1, oh my god, it's just, not only is it great, but it's okay. But my number 2 is a record that
I know it's coming.
Van Halen.
I mean,
The fucking Van. You know what? I have this at number 2 and not at number 1. I'm wrong. I am wrong. This album is fucking amazing. This is easily one of the best debut albums of all time.
hands
Arguably
down.
the best.
and critically fucking important, especially for everything that I love about 80s rock and metal. And this is where
Blueprint.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah, the whole world shifted when that record came out. And my number 1, I think people probably know what's coming.
Elton John and Kiki D.
You know it, yeah, their double concept album. No, the Ace Frehley album!
Yeah.
The Ace Frehley album. Yes, the Van Halen album is better, but this one is sitting on the throne in my heart, man. This one, oh my god. I remember this is the second one I got. I got Gene first, and the second one I got was Ace. And I remember having no idea what to expect. Because at that point, we had Shock Me and we had Rocket Ride, but that was kind of it, you know, and now we're getting a whole album from Ace. But I don't know, I was really, really intrigued, so I got that one second. Boom, the minute I put that thing on, I was like, holy fucking shit. And it quickly became my favorite, and it's my favorite one to this day. Yeah, The thing about this record is that with Paul and Gene, these guys had been making Kiss album after Kiss album after Kiss album with their songs, singing and writing. Ace has kind of been in the background as a writer all this time. And now suddenly he's got a whole album of his stuff, and it has the freshness and the enthusiasm of a debut album.
Agreed.
Of a debut album that can't be matched.
Yeah.
But
Because he never fucking matched it. Because he sure as fuck never matched it.
No.
Yeah.
Well, the Fraley's Comet stuff, no.
No. That's a no.
Terrible.
Somebody wants to get into the world famous That's a Shitty
That's
Studios.
Ace Frehley.
Yeah, he's come to claim his picture disc that I stole from
He's
him.
going to come in here. Yeah, saw that first album I did. Yeah.
Come again? Yeah, there you go. Ace Frehley. I have that over Van Halen. Come at me in the contexts below. All right, let's go for some commercials there, huh?
If elected, I promise immediate action on 3 issues.
Betty's making another speech.
That means another spill. But I am ready.
Half a bounty?
Bounty's the quicker picker-upper. Just out of the cup. Half a sheet'll prove it. Betty, if you want my vote, clean up my counter.
Half's getting it all. Fast, too.
But how much faster is Bounty than other towns? Let's try a race. Bounty against the next best 2-ply brand.
Hey, look how much faster Bounty's getting up the whole spill.
This brand just can't absorb as fast or as much. But even wet, Bounty's the quicker picker-upper.
Now, that's amazing.
And that same Bounty is still plenty strong. Rosie, Bounty's got my vote.
Mine, too.
It's unanimous. Bounty is the quicker picker-upper. Half a sheet'll prove it.
Alrighty. Well, we got rid of the potential interloper.
Yeah. Ace came and said his piece, and we sent him packing.
Yeah. We
The
told him
intern
he could
was
take
so
Freddie's
late.
comment and
Told him to fuck off.
Yep. Ride Fraley's Comet right on out of here.
Take a rocket ride
To
your narrow
Fraley's
ass out
Comet,
of here.
yep.
That's right.
So it's over to me?
It's
Yes,
over
it
to
is
Tommy.
you.
Oh.
Tell us how much you love Powerage by AC/DC.
So I've got a decent amount of honorable mentions.
All right.
Who Are You by The Who?
Honorable. Never mind. Keep going, Tommy.
Crystal doesn't like that. She hates The Who.
Not a fan.
0 stars.
Yep.
Can't remember.
This next honorable mention, I feel like this deserves me just stopping and explaining why. This next honorable mention, TNT by Tanya Tucker.
Oh,
I'm
dude,
not
that's the one
surprised
that's a
by
long way to
this.
the top if you want to rock and roll on.
That's not. So I was completely unaware of this record, and as I'm going through all the 1978 stuff, like stuff will pop up, and I'm like, I wonder what the hell that is. Like something I'll be just curious enough to look deeper and maybe give it a listen.
Isn't that the one where she's going,
Yes,
Yeah.
that
leather
is
pants and-
that is the one with the leather pants. And
Yeah.
she's all the sassy pose, and I'm like, what is this nonsense? This is gonna be terrible. And apparently, it was her. She decided, I want to break away from this mostly country image and start doing some pop and rock.
Yep.
I guess kind of in the same vein of some of the more rock and Linda Ronstadt stuff. I guess would be
Right.
the way that you would do it. And this is the same point in the time that Dolly was trying to cross over into
Here You
pop.
Come Again, or like
Yeah.
that.
So I listened to the whole TNT album by Tanya Tucker, and it's actually really good.
It's not bad.
You know what? I've never heard it.
It's a fucking
Yeah.
really good record. I mean, there's really great songs on there. The production is fucking fantastic. Her voice is in top form. It's just a really good listen. There's really strong material. It's definitely a crossover record. Apparently, it pissed off a lot of her like diehard country fans,
they hated
which
it.
I'm always there for.
Yeah, they were
And
mad.
a bonus on this. There was a song that was in the soundtrack for the movie Christine, the John Carpenter movie of the Stephen King book.
Yep.
And anytime I'd ever watch Christine, this song comes on, and it's a cover of Not Fade Away, the Buddy Holly song.
Yeah.
And it's like in the end, and you could hear they're listening to it, and it's like, oh, now now this is modern times, so now they're listening to some current band doing this cover of Not Fade Away. And I guess I'd always kind of been low-key curious what that fucking band was, but I never bothered to actually look it up. It's from this album.
Yeah.
Because the
Oh.
movie, even though the movie came out in 1983, it's actually a period piece that's set in 1978. So
okay,
they
right.
put Tanya Tucker's cover of Not Fade Away as now this is the current music, or like a current artist doing this old song.
It
Right.
was the latest hit.
And that was like a nice surprise when that came on. I was like, get the fuck out of here. This is the one from the Christine soundtrack. So I had to make this an honorable mention because this whole album was a surprise. I'm going to listen to it again probably soon because I really dug it. So next,
You know? Yeah.
next on my list, Some Girls, Rolling Stones, Pieces of Eight, Styx, Killing Machine, Judas Priest, Totally Hot, Olivia Newton-John. There's another artist that was trying to cross
Totally
over
hot,
at that
yeah.
time.
In leather pants on the cover.
And Leather Pants, a great album cover. Good album, great album cover.
Oh yeah, when I was 8, I was like,
What do you got? Plastic Letters, Blondie. Desire Wire by Sidney Bullins. Total surprise. Totally kick-ass album.
another album that I'm aware of, but I've never heard.
By
of.
who?
Sidney Bullins. Used to be Cindy Bullins. Sidney Bullins now. Kick-ass album. From the Grease soundtrack. Freddie, My Love.
Yeah, Freddie, my love. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Heartbreaker, Dolly Parton. Heaven Tonight, Cheap Trick. 52nd Street, Billy Joel. Shadow Dancing, Andy Gibb. And For You by Prince.
Oh, I
Gotta get it right.
missed that one.
For You.
I'm retroactively putting that on my honorable
Yes.
mentions list.
So that's my honorable mentions. Now let's get to the top 10. God damn, what a year, 1978. Holy shit. All right, number 10, the self-titled album by Generation X.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking so good.
I love that record.
It's really good.
From front to back, it's
Yup.
awesome. Yeah.
Number 9, Darkness on the Edge of Town, Bruce Springsteen.
Right.
Number 8, The Ramones, Road to Ruin. Number 7, The Cars, self-titled debut. Number 6, Blondie, Parallel Lines. Number 5, The Grease soundtrack, because holy shit. Number 4, Rainbow with Long Live Rock and Roll. Fuck yes.
I don't know.
Oh my god, it's the final record they did with Ronnie James Dio.
There's 3.
They split, and then you got Graham Bonnet for the Down to Earth record. Number 3, Journey, Infinity. An absolutely perfect album by any way you want to measure it. It is perfect.
Yeah.
My number 2, an album that absolutely should be number 1. And yet I have it at number 2 because these are subjective lists. The debut Van Halen album.
What?
I
You
also have it at number
two?
2.
Knowing damn well it should be at number 1.
Knowing damn well it should be at number 1.
I'm shocked.
I have this at number 2, and that's because there is actually an album above it that is even more influential for me, especially as a musician, and you know what it is. You do.
I think I do.
Don't Look Back, Boston.
Oh, all right, yeah.
I know. Don't Look Back is an incredible album. Yes. The first Van Halen album, you could say it's a better album. You could say it was definitely more influential. It just changed everything.
Yeah.
Whereas Don't Look Back is basically part 2 of the first Boston album.
And not quite as good.
It's not quite as good, but the first album is so incredible that, like, not quite as good is still amazing.
Yeah.
Like, lots of bands would sell their souls to put out a fucking album as good as Don't Look Back. I love Don't Look Back. An incredibly important album to me, and I had to just rank it a little bit higher than the first Van Halen album. That's just how this goes sometimes.
I tell you what, for a minute there, I almost thought, is he going to put the Paul Stanley album above the... Which would have been great, me putting Ace above the Van Halen album, and you putting Paul Stanley.
No, I wouldn't dare.
But yeah, obviously it was
Yeah, I think if you know me at all, it would totally make sense that, yes, of course, I would put Don't Look Back at my number 1 for 78.
That makes sense.
All right.
There we go.
All right. Well, there's 1978, and we have some messages for you. So
Don't
watch
go
closely.
away.
When do you say Budweiser?
After doing this about 3,000 times a day. After a hard tennis match with my friend Ron. As soon as I knock this ball out of the park.
When do you say Budweiser?
It's everywhere.
When my mother-in-law leaves town?
After a long night in here.
Or when you say Budweiser? Let me hear you say it, people.
Budweiser.
You have said it all.
From Kenner's Star Wars collection comes the Stormtrooper, the Sand People, and all 20 action figures, including new Hammerhead, Snaggletooth, and more, each sold separately. And now, Boba Fett, Star Wars villain, with his laser rifle. Boba Fett is not yet available in stores, but you can get him free with 4 proofs of purchase from any Star Wars action figures. Details on specially marked packs at participating stores. Offer ends May 31st. Star Wars action figures sold separately from Kenner.
All right. It's 1978.
Hey.
All right.
No,
it's not.
Crystal has to do her love list.
It's Crystal now.
Okay. All right. If you must. Sorry, I'm getting all mixed up on. This is the 5th episode that we've shot today, so I'm like, don't ask me what my name is. I'm gonna have to think about it for a minute.
It's about 105% humidity here at Yes It Should Be
100
Studios.
degrees, yeah. It's hot. We're in the firehouse. Oh, we're in the firehouse.
How many of you out there want to wilt from heat exhaustion?
I do. Oh.
Can somebody pass me that cold gin? Get a little hot.
I need some cold gin.
It's one of them hot nights. Oh man,
it never gets
old.
No, yeah,
always good. All right, here are my runners-up. The Kick Inside, Kate Bush. More songs about building and food. Talking Heads. Die Mensch Machine, Kraftwerk, and that's Man Machine for you non-German speakers. Parallel Lines by Blondie, Jazz by Queen. The Cars. Question, are we not men? Answer, we are Devo by Devo. Van Halen. Some Girls, Rolling Stones. This year's model, Elvis Costello and the Attractions. Outlandos D'Amore, The Police. Give 'Em Enough Rope, The Clash. Thousand Knives by Ryuichi Sakamoto. Languidity by Sun Ra. Sun Ra is still doing it. The guy's like 1,000 years old. He's still putting out records. Here, My Dear, Marvin Gaye. Excitable Boy, Warren Zevon. Street Hassle, Lou Reed. Peter Gabriel. An Ideal for Living by Joy Division. Love Bites by the Buzzcocks. Don't Look Back, Boston. Heaven Tonight, and at Budokan, Cheap Trick. The Grease soundtrack, Pieces of 8 by Styx. Minute by Minute, The Doobie Brothers. Macho Man by the Village People. Even Now, Barry Manilow. And Then There Were Three by Genesis. Kaya by Bob Marley and the Wailers. Jesus of Cool, Nick Lowe. The Last Waltz soundtrack by the band and other things. FM soundtrack by what's his name?
Which has a Jimmy Buffett song on it.
Yeah, it does. Right. Oh well, can't have everything. I got David Bowie narrates Prokofjev's Peter and the Wolf, which is David Bowie and the Philadelphia Orchestra. I know it sounds crazy, but I love it.
Oh wow, somebody actually bought and listened to that album.
Besides me, yeah. Two of my friends. Darkness on the Edge of Town by Bruce Springsteen. Double Vision, Foreigner. Shadow Dancing, Andy Gibb. Under Wraps, Sean Cassidy. You turned me on to that. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band soundtrack. The terrible movie. Ace Frehley solo album. Gene Simmons solo album. Toto by Toto. Music for Films by Brian Eno. The Scream, Susie and the Banshees. Blondes Have More Fun, Rod Stewart. Do You Think I'm Sexy? Come on. And the cover of Standing in the Shadows of Love? Come on. I love it. Briefcase Full of Blues. The Blues Brothers. Not the soundtrack album, but their album. And I'll explain that.
The pre-movie album.
The pre-movie record. A Taste of Honey. Yes, Sir, That's My Baby. Count Basie and Oscar Peterson. And Generation X.
And that's all the albums from 1978.
Not all of them. A lot of them, though.
A whole lot of them.
A whole lot. But they're all good, and I had all those records.
The whole album.
All right, here's the list. Coming in at number 10, Public Image by Public Image Limited.
Fuel.
Public Image. Yeah. Number 9, Germ-Free Adolescence by X-Ray Specs.
Oh.
Love that record. Oh man, they're so good. Number 8, Yellow Magic Orchestra. Their self-titled debut. I love it. Number 7, Sieste Chic by Chic.
The second Chic album.
The second Chic album with Le Freak and I Want Your Love.
Yeah.
Classics. Disco classics. Number 6, Infinity by Journey.
Oh,
we already talked about that.
Oh, yes.
Number 5, Van Halen by Van Halen. I had it at number 5.
You also had it in your honorable mentions.
Oh, I did? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So she just doubly 5. Likes it, which is fair enough.
Yeah, but it's still at number 5. Number 4, Come and Get It by Rick James. And this is the album that gave us You and I and Mary Jane. I love you, Mary Jane. Mary Jane. He sang a love song to marijuana.
Oh, no, that was definitely about a woman that he knew.
No.
Yeah. Well, why would he be singing a song to pot when he clearly was forehead deep in cocaine?
Well, he smoked weed too. He loved them both.
All right. Okay.
I guess he couldn't rhyme a cocaine song.
I guess. Well, I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Forehead deep.
Forehead deep.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. My number 3 is One Nation Under a Groove, Getting Down Just for the Funk of It by Funkadelic. My number 2 is Who Are You by The Who.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Well, no, let's discuss this. Okay. I thought you didn't like that album.
Who Are You?
Yeah.
No, I like that album.
I've never heard you say a kind word about that album.
I, for some reason, assumed you also did not like that album.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've never...
But I was reassessing it the other day, and I was like, no, I actually kind of dig this fucking record.
I've always liked that record. I just hate the synthesizer sounds on it.
Oh, I love the synth sounds.
And even if I liked them, I want to go at the mixing board and
And
pull them.
tear them
They're
out?
so fucking loud.
No, you're out of your fucking mind. Do not, under any circumstances, allow Paul Bartolino to spearhead a remix of Who Are You? Like
Pete,
Sister
Roger,
Disco,
when you want to do the reissue with the remix, with the box set, I'm your remix guy.
Like when those synths come in on Sister Disco, I'm fucking there for them. I am there. I'm at that fader wanting to turn those motherfuckers up.
They kind of work on that song, but like the opening track, new song, oh, come on, please fucking pull that shit down. Because that's a guitar rock song.
You're wrong.
That has loud ass synthesizers on it. Like cheesy guitar.
Team synthesizer.
Take me too long.
Synthesizers. Synthesizers are.
Anyway, so we kind of hijacked your
That's
list
okay.
here, but
Always my number 2.
well, so you like Who Are You?
I do like Who Are You.
Are there any songs on it that you don't like?
Well, you know, this is one of these records, like you guys have talked about other records where, you know, you might have hated it at first or liked it and then hated it and hated it and then liked it. And there's certain songs where I was like, oh, this is terrible, but then it grew on me. So I guess the one that I don't like, that I like the least, that I don't like the most,
okay,
would be Sister Disco. But now I just sat here and sang it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's
sure, you know the song.
I know it
by heart,
and it seems like such a stupid thing, like Sister Disco. What the fuck is this? But I kind of like it.
It's a good song. You know, honestly,
Disco.
I think that's one of Roger's best vocal albums. Roger's voice sounds fucking killer on that album.
I agree. Yeah. But my number 1 of 1978 is For You by Prince. Yes. For You. When I saw that in the record store, I was just like, what is this guy doing?
And you found out real quick.
And I found out real quick. I fucked around and found out.
Yes.
Yeah. Talk about balls. That song, For You? What are you talking about? What is going on here? I'm confused.
Confused.
What is happening? A song with 800 tracks of falsetto? What is he doing?
I feel like he, as interesting as his debut is, oh no, this is the debut.
This is the self-titled.
I'm thinking of the self-titled. Yes. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
one of those tricks. The second album is the self-titled. Like Elton John did that.
Right.
Bastage.
Yeah. But it's great, and another like watershed moment in music history, and of course we all know what he went on to do in changing things. So I think that this is another paradigm shift album.
He went on to the great heights of Rave Unto the Joy Fantastic, and Graffiti Bridge, and the Batman soundtrack, and
Bat Dance. Yeah, he stunk. He did some shitty shit, but for the most part, it was good.
Sorry, AJ.
Sorry, my sister. Sorry to my sister. She'll yell at you later.
But yeah, for you.
Yeah, for you. It's great.
Yeah.
So that's my list for 1978. Yay me.
Love your shining hair. Something beautiful happens in the sun and air.
Fabergé introduces Farrah Fawcett shampoo.
Farrah, light is shining there.
A new shampoo with vitamins, minerals, protein, and herbs.
Something beautiful happens to your hair.
Farrah Fawcett shampoo. Something beautiful happens to your hair.
I'll never blow my horn again. This pizza, the noise, the stew, my head is turning, my stomach is churning. Oh, Sam, what can I do?
When you eat and play beyond moderation, you need Alka-Seltzer for sound orchestration. Alka-Seltzer speeds relief to your aching head and upset stomach.
It's the sound of fast relief.
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Ooh, what a relief it is. Fast, fast, fast.
Well, all right. Ready?
Well, all right.
Now can we hate before it gets too late?
Now we're gonna hate.
Okay. All right. tried to jump the gun before because I can never wait to hate.
What you got, Bertolino?
Oh, I got.
He got.
I got.
What you got?
Rest assured, I got.
What you got?
All right, I have 3 runners-up and a worst of. My first runner-up, Ringo Starr with Bad Boy. Oh my God, it's hokey. It's hokey in the same way that the Peter Criss solo album is, but far lamer. Like the Peter Criss album, I didn't use that term to talk about it when I talked about it earlier. It is a little hokey, but I like it. You know, and the Ringo Starr album is hokey in the same way, but
you don't like it.
But it's just crap. But it's just and.
Sometimes I wonder, why did he even bother? Why?
Well, the thing is that Ringo kind of gets a bad rap. I mean, I don't think he's a bad singer, but he's not. He's at the mercy of the songs that he can get. He's not a songwriter. He has written songs, but generally speaking, he's not a songwriter. So if he doesn't get good songs, you know, because sometimes he would do an album and like Paul and George and John would write songs for him, but they would give him like the fucking dregs of what they had.
Right.
You know, and you know what? So what are you gonna do? But you know, as you've seen with his earlier '70s output, if you give him good songs, he can do great shit.
Yeah.
You know,
I just think it's kind of funny that he had this burning desire to sing.
Well, I mean, you know,
he wasn't really that good at it, but whatever.
He is a musician. I mean, what was he going to do? Join, you know, Jimmy Buffett's band as drummer? I mean, what's he going to do?
He could have made his own band.
But demand for literally anything connected to the Beatles at that point. I mean,
because for somebody
it was just right there waiting for him to just might as well do it.
Yeah, it's the answer to that question is because he could.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the simplest way.
Because I think, you know, it's like the earlier stuff, good songs, okay. This, ugh. And then, you know, 20, 30 years later, he does his all-star band. He could have been doing that. He could have gotten all-stars back then.
He could have.
You know?
He would have brought in Harry Nilsson.
I mean, come on.
You know,
like a lot of dead people that are really great.
Yeah. Well, anyway, we also have Dr. Hook with Pleasure and Pain. I mean, I'll throw in this Dr. Hook album just because. Because, I mean, it's not necessarily worse than any of their other albums. It's just, it's Dr. Hook. All right, so then after that, we have the debut album by Japan.
Oh,
Adolescent Sex.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, their first couple albums, they sound like a completely different band. Because on their third album is kind of where they hit on that sort of proto Duran Duran kind of shit,
right?
You know, and his vocal style goes into that proto Simon Le Bon.
Yeah.
But on this first one, like, you know, David Sylvian, he kind of ruins the whole thing with his voice. Like, he's trying really hard to sound like edgy and punk, and it sounds terrible. Like, the songs aren't necessarily bad. I just think he sounds terrible on it.
Agreed.
And really annoying.
Yeah.
But my worst of the year. Jeff Wayne's musical version of The War of the Worlds.
Oh no. What?
Do you guys even know about this?
No.
It is this overblown cheeseball double concept album of some guy trying to make... Basically, it reeks of somebody trying desperately to make the next important album.
Oh,
you know?
Okay.
And... you know, it gets a bunch of people who come on and do guest spots. Like Phil Lynott comes on and does like a spoken word part on it where he like plays some,
Martian?
You know, a bad guy or something, like, you know, and
government agent.
It's just this really cheeseball double.
Is this a British record?
Is it? I think so. I think so. Come at us in the comments with that. I don't know that much about the album. I just know about it and I listen to it and it's terrible. There's only one track on it that I like, and that is a track where he got Justin Hayward to come in and sing, and he does a track called Forever Autumn, which is really good because it just sounds like a Moody Blues track. So I can't fault that, but the whole rest of the album is just like, ugh.
That sounds terrible.
And it was like a big album. Like, it sold big, and it was a big thing.
I'd never even heard of it.
And in England?
It must have been in the UK.
Because it wasn't here.
Yeah, no.
Wow.
Well, look it up. You'll see. You'll know. And go listen to a little bit of it. You'll be like, oh, she's really okay. But yeah, so that's it.
Wow.
Jeff Wayne's musical version of The War of the Worlds.
Jeff Wayne. Who the hell is he anyway?
Okay. Well, over to me then.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
I have a dishonorable mention. Son of a Sailor by Jimmy Buffett.
Oh my God. He just won't stop.
I fucking will not.
He
Planet
won't
Rock.
stop.
He just can't stop.
Nope. But my actual worst of the year. Oh, what an unfortunate album this is. Black Sabbath with Never Say Die.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Oh.
That is just... No. Just... No. Over to you, Krista.
I'm gonna have to cut in. To me, that's far from the worst of the year, but it's a crap album. I mean, it's by far the worst. By far the worst Ozzy era Sabbath album.
What makes it so bad?
It's just
everything.
Yeah, I mean, it's
songs are terrible.
Production is
He
not
sounds like
really
shit.
strong. The songwriting is just really bad.
As a giant.
They sound like a band divided. They really, because they truly were. They truly were. They had actually started working on the album with a different singer because Ozzy had either quit or gotten fired. Who the fuck knows? It's one of those things. So he, fucked off to do drugs and
and nothing else.
Get yelled at by his wife.
Yeah, so they well, no, he wasn't with Sharon yet.
Oh, really?
Nope.
Oh.
And that's still a couple years away. He so he fucks off and they work. That I forget who they got. How they got. I think they got the guy from Savoy Brown to come in.
I don't know who they got.
And sing. Yeah, I think he was the guy from Savoy Brown. They brought him in. I could be wrong, but I think that's who they got. They brought him as the new singer, and they started writing all this material for this new record. And then for whatever reason, that didn't work. I don't know if he quit or got fired. And they wanted Ozzy to come back, and Ozzy agrees to come back, and he's like, I'm not singing anything that he wrote, so they had to actually rewrite the fucking record, and it's just a mess. It's just a fucking mess. They were all coked out of their goddamn minds, and
well, they were really past it at that point too.
They were just burnt. They were done. They were way past their expiration date, and getting Ozzy back was not going to help things, and as is made evidence by this album. And then somehow Ozzy then quits or gets fired again. I don't fucking know. It changes.
Which was the best thing that could have happened to all of them.
To everyone involved, and then they get Ronnie James Dio.
Oh man!
And Ozzy hooks up with Randy Rhoads and Lee Kerslake and Bob Daisley. Yeah, and we all benefited from it.
Everybody wins.
Everyone wins.
Everybody wins.
Everyone wins. Yeah. From that situation happening. But on the Never Say Die album, nobody won.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I've never liked that album. I don't like Technical Ecstasy.
Yeah, Technical Ecstasy is a really weak fucking record, but it's like I didn't even bother mentioning it because it's like whatever.
It's
but
too lame to even mention.
So much worse on Never Say Die. I was like, you win.
Yeah. So there you go.
Over to you.
Interesting. All right. I have two things, and I think I hate them equally. I have Time Passages by Al Stewart. Time Passages by Al Stewart. Al Stewart. Al Stewart.
Is that your only thing for the year?
No.
Oh, that's a runner-up. Okay.
That's a runner-up.
Time Passages. Get out of here.
Last train home.
Oh, you drunk, Al Stewart. Go home.
He was a drunk?
No, I'm just, it's an expression.
Might as well be.
Go home, Al Stewart.
Go
You're
home,
drunk.
Al Stewart. You're drunk. Go home. No, the one I hate more than that is Pleasure and Pain by Dr. Herpes.
And the Hot Dog Water Show.
And the Hot Dog Water Show. Actually, it's a solo, so it's just Dr. Herpes. Just Dr. Herpes.
Well,
Hot Dog Water.
it's still the band. I think when they got to that mid-70s kind of AM radio hit period, they dropped the Medicine Show thing.
Yeah.
And
it's just Dr. Hook. Now we're getting to the When You're in Love with a Beautiful Woman era.
Yeah, and all that shit.
Yeah.
It's still the same band, I think, but the name got kind of like when they started calling Grand Funk Railroad just Grand Funk.
Yeah.
It stinks.
Yeah, just ask me about Dr. Hook. I'll tell you all about him. Yeah.
Terrible. Terrible.
Well, I cannot argue. Okay. I cannot argue.
All right.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Oh, shit.
Here we go.
It's starting to look like a disco.
Not yet.
Hey, catch the dancing booth. The Magic Burger King.
Let's liven the place with disco balloons. And here's some records of your favorite tunes.
I doubt my feet can disco. I've never danced before.
You don't need dancing feet when you have a dancing floor.
Hey, check out the dude.
Doing the disco down.
Down it, down it, down it, down it, disco down. Doing that disco down.
And now
pick up the pace.
Ooh, shake it, shake it, shake a lot. Shake it, shake it, shake a lot.
Let's disco to Burger King.
Where the smoothest dancer wins burgers.
Or fries.
With these slippery soles, I'll take first prize.
He loves magic and he loves fun. He's got fun, he's got fun, he's got fun for everyone.
Did I win?
There's some doubt about that, Duke.
Burger King, yay!
Well, all right.
Well, all right.
Well,
All right.
Well, all right.
right.
we are wrapping up now.
Yes,
Yeah.
we'll take it.
This is a
sorry, that's a callback.
That's a good callback.
This is a nice long shooting day. I think
Yes.
we just finished shooting 13 episodes in a row, or whatever the hell we did.
Something.
Yeah, give or take.
And who do we do it for? We do it.
For you.
That's right. That is right. But hey, before we go, I have a suggestion.
Yes?
It's time to see if Tommy has made good on his promise. We have here vintage photo time.
I have decided I shall grace you all
And be born.
be born.
Birth.
By being born.
Birth.
Okay.
And I shall give you the joy that is a vintage photo of me from 1978.
Wow.
That would be great.
Yes.
Finally.
If there are no Styx tour shirts involved, I want nothing to do with it.
Let me see if I can find something with a Styx tour shirt.
I hope
Okay.
so.
I'll try.
Okay.
All right.
Well, all right. Exactly as he promised. Here's Tommy's photo from 1978. Yeah, this was the year that Tommy was born, and well, this is Tommy and his aunt Debbie on Christmas Eve. Now, he's 3 months old at this point, and his aunt, as you can see, is wearing the Styx Grand Illusion American tour shirt. Now, Tommy isn't really sure if she went to the 1977 show at the Palladium or if she went to the December 1978 Pieces of 8 show at MSG, where they were probably maybe selling the same shirt. I don't know. But either way, we have here photographic evidence of early Styx exposure. So, I mean, you know, things are being done right here. All right, so here we have Crystal in the 8th grade. This is from her 8th grade yearbook, and well, she's wearing a forest green cowl neck and green suspenders. Okay, now the suspenders are like a monochromatic gradation of green, and well, apparently she also had a maroon and blue pair as well as a good and proper rainbow pair, which was mandatory. You had to have a rainbow pair of suspenders in 1978-79, didn't you? And this is me in August 1978 with my Aunt Patty in the middle and my mom's cousin Cindy over far right, which I guess is my first cousin once removed, right? Yeah, so we had just been to the mall. And as you can see, we have our fresh new t-shirts. Yeah, we went to one of those t-shirts places. Remember in the 70s, they had those shirt places where you would go in and they would have the transfers on the wall and you choose one. You choose a t-shirt and they iron it on for you. Yeah, well, these are the 3 t-shirts we got. Now, if you look at mine, you'll see that I have a Kiss t-shirt on. Yeah, I got a shirt of the picture of Gene on his chopper from 1976. Yeah, so me and my fresh new Kiss t-shirt, and this was the first day I had ever laid eyes on the Who Are You album, because it had just come out, and of course when we were at the mall, I went to the record store, and they had 1,000 copies of Who Are You everywhere. They had it on the end caps and everything. It was just on major display, and I remember that was the first day I got my hands on and got to look at a copy of Who Are You. Alright, so there you go, Crystal and me, and at last, Tommy, circa 1978. Well, okay, Tommy, by the skin of his teeth, he gets to remain
finally
in the fold. We were gonna have to oust him. We were gonna have to oust him if he didn't come through, but Tommy came through. Yeah, he promised. He came through just in the nick of time.
He's a man of his word.
All right. Well, that's about that for this year. And well, why don't you subscribe if you haven't? Yeah. But if you do, click the little bell, or click the little bell, because it's just a neat little tune that it sings, isn't it?
Yes.
And but really far more important than that is that you're going to want to come back next week, because we're going to be discussing our favorite albums of 1979.
Man.
Yeah, we're going to be bringing the 70s to a close, and
I'm going to be super depressed.
Yes, prepare for a tear to be shed.
It's going to be a whole thing.
He's going to cry just like Singles of the Year.
Thing.
Because everybody knows his world changed at 11:59 on December 31st, 1979.
Yes.
Yeah.
This guy.
All right. We're going to see you next week.
Bye.
All right.
All right. Come on, everybody. Let's
Come
get
on,
down and get
everybody.
with it.
All right. Get down.
That's as it should be.
All right. Get ready, because here it comes. Two. Well, all right. Welcome back, Jazz. Oh. Take two.
Oh.
1, 2, 3.
Well, all right.